Hey everyone, it's the Hey Poopy Podcast. What that booty do from poop to pleasure to health, hosted by me, Dave.
And me, Ellen, two curious people removing the stigma from your stinker. And why do we do this? Because we love laughing and learning about butts and helping them to be the best that they can be. And on this week's episode, we have Transcendental Comedy Experience, who shouted out to us because they have so much shit and fart content for you to laugh at. They wanted to share it with us and with you.
Yes, they make these hilarious PSAs, all deadpan funny about farts, poops, really funny, great funny merch as well. And you'll get to hear funny insights like this.
I'm 37 years old and it happens. Last summer, I was at my friend's house and her father came to visit and we made hamburgers for dinner and I went a little crazy. I found this ghost pepper sauce at the grocery store and I was trying to be a hot shot, show off, and I added a little too much and it didn't hit me until I got in the car and I came to the four-way, which is probably like 200 feet away from the apartment. And then all of us, there was no warning, there was nothing. And then I just in the car, crapped my pants. And I'm like 10 minutes away and there was no turning back. And I just had to sit in the 10 minutes. And it wasn't just a little mess. On the Bristol chart, I'd say it was a John having a couple French onion soups. And I got home and I threw all my clothes away.
Yes, so you want to keep listening. Follow these guys. They're really funny. And again, they're in our world of poop, so we had to showcase them for you.
And do you want to know more about Dave and I? Well, head over to heypoopypodcast.com for our Patreon merch and so much more. Enjoy yourself looking at our beautiful faces over there.
Yes, and on to the shit show.
4 years ago, I lost everything. Lost my family, lost my will to live, and control of my bodily functions. That's why I wear Uncertainties. Uncertainties are super cool, super comfortable, and super absorbent. Just as thin as a regular panty liner, providing a secure and comfortable fit. Unlike other brands, you'll feel certain while you go on the go. Even the most simple tasks were so hard to do. Dad! Butt check! Oh, not again with the... I hate cleaning your asshole! And now available are Uncertainties Michael collection, featuring Michael Keaton, Michael Caine, Michael Douglas, Michael Jackson, and Michael Clark Duncan. Heavy protection against urine and bowel incontinence. Uncertainties can hold over 45 gallons of bodily waste.
I know that look.
You don't need me, and I don't need you!
You'll never survive without me!
Hey! Get out of here! I'm not working tonight! Get out! Stop! Cut it off! Say ta-ta to toilet time with Uncertainties.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
I'm just, trying to find a place with like-minded people to talk about like-minded things about me, about poop and stuff.
Hey Poopy, how you doing? Hey Poopy, how you doing?
Oh man, what's this right here? Is this a podcast about poop?
Yes, it is. It is a podcast about poop.
And so much more. Hey, everybody. It's the Hey Poopy Podcast with
Dave
and Ellen. And this is episode 196, but it'll always be number 22, us, our favorite number. And we have a very special two for guests today. We have Transcendental Comedy with Ryan and John, and a special guest with the pup, who I already spaced the puppy's name, but who can gas out a room. So we love a farter on the show, no matter what
Species?
kind of farter it comes in. Yeah, it could be a two-legged, a four-legged. We don't give a shit. We love it them all. And John and Ryan, before we go into what you do, we'd like to know about how have you been pooping recently? So Ryan, if you want to go first.
I think I've been doing pretty well on the Bristol stool scale. I'm definitely a 3 and 4. nothing too dangerous or alarming, I should say.
No blood.
Yeah, I think I'm doing all right. I mean, the week just started, so you never know.
It's only Tuesday.
Yeah. I'm at like an 11 right now. I can barely. Yeah, it's not a good scene at the moment.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a little bit of anxiety, just moving around. A lot of things going on in my life, and it tends to. Yeah, it's just. I could eat. Doesn't matter what it is. It's going to go right through me. I could.
Oof.
Yeah, I could eat. A bunch of white rice. Doesn't matter.
Wow.
We got to get you some binding materials. Get some psyllium husk up in there.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
That works.
But we are the experts. Dave?
I've only gone twice today, I think. Yeah, this morning and at work, nothing to write home about again. Just pretty much 4.5, 5-ish on the Bristol stool charts. And yeah, nothing. Although I always like I took a full-time job about a year ago, and it's just so weird, like going to an office and then having to use the bathroom. And for a long time, I was trying not to use the bathroom, but people just love bringing their fucking phones into the stalls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you just hear like all kinds of sounds. I'm like, what is going on in here? So I'm still getting used to that. It still trips me out. But other than that, it's been all good in that department I'm in. So
my goodness.
Yeah.
Actually, I just finished this Audible book called Shut the Fuck Up. And that is a huge thing where people bring their phones into the bathroom because they can't shut the fuck up. So it was a very interesting fact. I should have jotted down what the actual percentage of people who bring their phones in to talk on it, like not just to like scroll because you're sitting there and you're bored. I have an epic check-in for you all, as always. I was at my house in New Jersey over the weekend and noticed that I was horribly constipated, and there was no reason. I wasn't drinking any alcohol. I was eating really healthy. I don't know what happened to me. And then I went to my neighbor's house with some tequila, and they served me this amazing fish tacos. And one of them, Caroline, who's been a past guest, brought some eggplant. And I said, oh, last Sunday when I ate eggplant, I could not stop shitting. So this eggplant might be the key to my constipation. And yes, it was. The next day, Monday, could not stop pooping. I think I pooped 3 times. It was liquidy too. I was like, oh, so eggplant just goes from constipation to just like full on Bristol 6-7. And then this morning I had a photo shoot. Thankfully, it was later in the day, and I could not stop pooping this morning. And I had one of those poops where I like sat down, pooped, wiped, put my pants back on, got up, and then turned right back around to do it again because there was more in the chamber that had to come out. And I was like, what the fuck? So I don't know if eggplant has just become my kryptonite or maybe the key to all my problems. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, 2 weekends in a row, eggplant and explosive diarrhea.
I love it.
So the key is either A, don't eat eggplant, or if you're constipated, eat eggplant.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't stand eggplant. It's just, but maybe because it's so slimy and everything, and the seeds.
Yeah, I'm the same. I can't stand it. Yeah,
the texture for me.
I'll do it if it's fried, like eggplant parm. It's like, there's spaghetti in there, there's marinara cheese.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not even getting the eggplant. So
no, that's been cooked out.
What I mean? That's about it. That's about the only time I want to eat eggplant.
Caroline made it fried, but with like an egg almond flour wash and then this Korean sauce. And it was so good, but shot right through me.
You know what? It's funny. I'm like that with French onion soup.
Oh.
And I love French onion soup, but I literally have like 1 spoon, and I do this to myself every time, and I don't know why. I'm just like, yeah, no, it's just it's fine, it's fine, it's just probably it's been years, and then like 2 spoonfuls, and I'm just like, boom, and it's like I don't know what the mental block is with me with it. It's like I have no memory that it goes through me or something. I just am just like, it's fine.
It tastes so good.
It's never fine.
You're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll pay the consequences. I'll just whatever. Who cares?
It has the 2 things in it too that either bind people up or give them the shits: bread and cheese. So maybe you're just one of those people who gets the shits from bread and cheese. So your body's like double whammy.
Yeah, that's true. Well, you know what? We'd have to, if we really want to have an interesting episode, we should I'll eat French onion soup next time, and then you can have eggplant.
Well, you should. We should do a collaboration with this thing called the Brown Hour, where we eat like really farty and like crazy foods and see what happens. We could do that, like just do a check-in. Okay, who's
John? In all our videos, you never mentioned eating French onion soup and shitting yourself. So this is news to me.
That is true. I've never. Well, because usually we just make stuff up, just completely ridiculous. But you're right. I've never touched upon my real life struggles with French onion soup.
See, revelation.
Only on this show, it's an exclusive for our show.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys
behind the scenes.
Yeah, behind the scenes, literally. And you're getting to know your friend a little better.
Yeah.
I think it should be a Brown Hour where we take our phones into the bathroom and Zoom each other as we like test out foods that shoot right through us. Like, Dave, you can have your crab fried rice.
Yeah.
I'll have eggplant. Ryan, what do you have out there that shoots right through you?
Oh man, black coffee and cigarettes. That's my stimulant right there.
Classic right there.
Dueling dookies.
Also, as a little side note, but also poo related, Dave told me about this fabulous show on Amazon Prime called Jury Duty, that if you want a good laugh, you have to watch it. But the reason I bring it up on this fabulous show is because there is a duty in the show that's worth watching.
Okay.
There's a good duty scene, and like they show the duty and it's epic.
Yeah. It's a great show. Like, really funny.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good, it's a really
you guys
good
would
show.
love it, I think so.
Yeah.
It's worth checking it out.
So, Ryan and John, tell us more about what Transcendental Comedy does. I mean, I sometimes say, what do you do besides your poo? But maybe it's poo related too. So tell us everything about it.
Yeah, let the people know.
Yeah. So we started doing like live shows about, maybe 5-6 years ago. And we're in Vermont, and at the Vermont Comedy Club, we do a show as a Transcendental Comedy Experience once a year. And then we started to get together. We would include videos in our live show. And then we started to go and do more online work. And one of the first videos that we did was a campaign that was a fake PSA. It was, and the tagline was "Just Say Go." And so we would deadpan to the camera a ridiculous story about how we like held in our poop. I think the first one was that we held in our poop and how it like devastated our lives and cost us everything. It usually ends with, losing everything. And then the tagline was just...
It was pretty much our own parody of like the 80s Say No to Crack videos, if you can picture them. But this one was just absurd and about not holding in your pee and poop and how it affects your body and your life. And that and it just took off like wildfire. I don't know how, but it did.
Yeah. And we just started from there, just like doing more ridiculous things, like, and we'd start with like the tagline. So it'd be like, one of them is, pass on the gas. And so like, the people that are, if they're huffing farts out there, they became addicted and it destroyed their lives. And
3 wipes and you're out.
3 wipes and you're out.
That one's great. Oh my God.
And so... Well, the best part is that because we put it on and we deadpan it so much that a lot of people were wondering if this was serious or not, which to us is so ridiculous because it's so absurd. You're like, how are people taking this seriously? But they did. You'd
be surprised. People take like all kinds of things seriously.
Yeah. I think one of the videos was like I was up and coming actor auditioning for the new Power Rangers show. And then all of a sudden people come in and start pooping on me and people in the comments are like, this is real. Like, and it's like, this is so absurd. How do you think this is real? But I mean, I don't know.
That's hilarious. Wait, so are you guys all 3 of you comedians? You just met like in the scene up there and started this, or did it just, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. Amazing. What happened was Steve or Ryan and I were both like doing comedy on the scene. And then Steve was this hilarious guy that did videos, and we knew him through a friend. And then we just started talking one day. Actually, Ryan has a funny story of how like the show had even started, and we just like started to collaborate and say, oh, what if we did this show, this live show, and what if we incorporated the videos? And Steve loves him, and he's a whiz. He's incredible. Like the editing that he does is, I mean, it's really good quality. I think that's part of the appeal of what our videos is, the quality of the editing and how slick everything looks. And then so we started to get together, and we were just like, we did the live show, and then we're like, let's try and take it online and try to see what we can do with this online. And then we all liked scatological pee-pee, poop, fart, it
is the best.
Humor. And we just said, well, let's go with the PSAs. And we just started to like crank them out. Like we were at one point, I think it was like, we had 3 shorts a day, 3 videos a day for a while.
That's a lot of work. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
a lot of endless nights of doing poop jokes. For sure.
Get those wheels spinning.
It's never ending though.
I know. Once we get on a roll and we start making each other laugh and then try to like top each other's like stories, oh my God. Yeah. Unreal.
Yeah. Well, we're 196 episodes in, and we're still hearing stuff we've never heard before.
Yeah.
I love, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It's never
always being
when
surprised.
It comes to
It was like, okay, that's new.
And like for the people out there who like question, how could you talk about that? It's like, because it happens to everybody, really.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah.
It's relevant to literally everybody. So, yeah, of course your content would be.
Exactly.
I think too, with like, at least for me, like the world's so like serious, everything's like, just to be like, I'm just gonna like farts. Everyone, we can all just laugh. We don't have to think. It's just silly, stupid humor that just hits your gut and makes you laugh.
Yeah, we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
But we hope it doesn't hit you in the gut where you have to use the pate.
Oh yeah, I hope it does. Yeah, absolutely. That's our goal.
I actually hired an organizer a couple of days ago to help me organize my home office because it became, as I called it, the monster, and found some adult diapers in my office. And she's like, do you want to keep these? And I was like, yes. I never know when I might need an adult diaper for like a prank or like a shoot or something. So yeah, it's never ending.
Well, speaking of adult diapers.
Oh, please.
Yes.
Amazing segue. I love that.
Yes. We actually created our own brand. In fact, Ryan, we have our commercial. If you go to the Transcendental Comedy Experience, you can check it out. It's Uncertainties is the brand.
Oh, when you're not sure if you have to go or not, but they're there in case of an emergency. So Uncertainties. Yeah.
Uncertainties. I love that. That is
I like that.
Amazing.
That makes a lot more sense than depends because it doesn't depend.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're more uncertain.
Right.
Yeah.
Depends. I feel like depends would be a good name if you're like a complete like blackout drunk shit in your pants person. Like, how's that going to go? Like depends.
Uncertainties, are good for people. Like, it might happen, it might not. We'll see where the night takes us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's how we should market it. We should just be like, hey, you're going out to the bar. You don't know how the night's going to go. Just throw some on just to be safe. Yeah. You know what I mean?
You
never know what'll happen.
I get a couple French onion soups in me and then see where the night takes us.
Some eggplants. You can have
that's the brown hour point too.
You have yourself like getting ready in the mirror and like you have a VO being like, you know who you are.
That's true.
I mean, I see a live show right there. We're going to put on the Uncertainties and let it rip.
God, yeah. See what happens.
Ryan and John, do you have any stories for us, or do you want us to go into our regular questions?
Stories about pooping.
Shit your pants, possibly. Any kind of like accident stories, maybe.
Last time I pooped my pants. I'm 37 years old, and it happens. Last summer, I was at my friend's house and her father came to visit, and we made hamburgers for dinner. And I went a little crazy. I found this ghost pepper sauce at the grocery store, and I was trying to be a hot shot, show off. And I added a little too much, and it was fine. It didn't hit me until I got in the car and I came to the four-way, which is probably like 200 feet away from the apartment. And then all of us, there was no warning, there was nothing. And then I just in the car, crapped my pants. And I'm like 10 minutes away, and there was like no turning back. And I just had to sit in the 10-minute drive and it wasn't just like a little mess. Like on the Bristol chart, I mean, I'd say it was a John having a couple French onion soups. And I got home and I threw all my clothes away, and even my T-shirt, didn't even get
You're like,
dirty,
it's proximity, it's too close.
Yeah, exactly. There's not enough detergent to get rid of this funk. But yeah,
so what you're saying is the ghost pepper hot sauce needs uncertainties.
Oh, absolutely. I should have known to wear them, but I didn't. I thought I could handle it. I guess not.
You got cocky.
I did. I sure did.
We've all been there. I've been like, oh, yeah, I got this. And you're like, oh, no, I do not.
Nope. Oh, my goodness. And sitting in it is the worst.
It is, too.
Yeah. It makes you question everything. You're just kind of like, what the fuck am I? I can't be shitting my pants. Like, why am I?
No.
How long between eating the sauce and it coming out the other end?
Oh, maybe an hour.
Oof.
Yeah.
So it's just like the French onion soup.
Yeah, I was in the clear until I stopped at the red light and just
Oh.
There was no clenching this. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said.
The body fails.
Yeah, it's worse when you're in a car. Like the second you touch the door handle, it's always like you're close to home, or like you're just about like there, and your body's just close enough.
Yeah, exactly. And if I'd held it in, I still would have had to lift my leg up out of the car to get inside and go to the bathroom. But even if I lift my leg to get out of the car, it would have been game over. So
yep.
I had to choose, and I chose just going for it. I had
Go for it.
Well, you sound like you could pull over and just shit on the side of the road.
Oh no, not in Burlington. No.
I mean, it's maybe.
I mean, wouldn't somebody videotape you? It's not like.
Yeah, there's.
Oh yeah. I was trying not to risk it. I didn't need to make the news. I didn't need to make the news that day.
Yeah. No. Local man shits his pants.
Exactly.
It's not a lot of news happening up here in Vermont. Right. Local man shits his pants.
They got the van outside with a satellite dish up in front of your house.
But what's funny though, you say that because we do the poop PSAs. I work at a cafe, and I had a customer come in one day, and I brought him his breakfast sandwich. And he stops and he goes, "Hey, are you the poop guy?" And he goes, "You didn't fart in this, did you?" And I was so offended. I was like, "No, what are you talking about?" And then clicked that we have these videos online and people see them. And I was like, "Oh my God. Yeah, I'm the poop guy." Yep,
yeah, but it doesn't mean, not to poison people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or was he trying to be funny? Like, you're like, save it. I'll do the comedy on this. You just enjoy the PSAs.
Yeah, exactly. I was so shocked. And I guess he came and asked the barista. He was like, "Is the poop guy working?"
Oh
and he had no idea what was going on. And he was like, "No." So when I brought the sandwich out, he's like, "Hey, you didn't fart in this, did you?" And I was like, "I would never do that to a customer's sandwich." And I was like, "Oh, the fucking PSA.
Yeah.
Yep. Cool. I'm the poop guy." Yeah.
And I did fart in this.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me a couple of years ago. I sent out Valentines to a bunch of my friends, and I got these cute ones of puppies and bunnies, and it had a scratch and sniff that smelled like roses. And I had at least 2 or 3 friends who was like, I was so scared to scratch and sniff it because it doesn't smell like poo. And I was like, why would I do that? And they were like, well, your podcast. And I'm like, I talk about people's poop stories. I'm not sending you shit in the mail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'm not an awful person. Like, so fucked. Yeah.
That would be a wild podcast if someone was just like they could not let go. There was no in life they're just doing that to people all the time.
Mailing out shit.
Yeah. Like Dave and I have that happening so often where friends will like text us pictures of their poo and we're like, no. And they're like, but you talk about it. That doesn't mean you have license to show me your shit. It's like a dick pic. I need consent first. You know?
Yeah.
A shit pic,
Yeah,
exactly.
It hasn't happened in a while, but yeah, I'm like, you don't need to send that ever again. Like, I don't need to see it. So they're like, oh, I'm sorry. And they get embarrassed. I'm like, oh, it's okay. You know, I get it.
Yeah.
But
now you know what it feels like to get a dick pic.
Yeah.
Oy. And Ryan, John, do you have a story about anything poop or farts related you want to share with us before we go into our regular questions?
Yeah, so this was in college. I don't think I've told you this one, Ryan.
I've never heard you.
More revelations.
Actually, this is more of a confession than anything. I don't know if I've told anyone this one, but
this is like the poopy Dr. Phil.
The poopy Dr. Phil. Oh, I like that. So yeah, I was in college and like there was a party going on, and I you know how like when I was walking to it was like a little village, like a little apartment my roommates were having a party, but you know how like when you feel it coming on and you start to get the sweats and all of a sudden it hits your gut like 90 miles an hour and you're like, I don't know, you're legit like calculating like, am I going to make it or not? Right. And so I get there and I'm like, okay, I'm walking, I'm just like in there clenched as tight as they can be. I'm holding it in as much as I can. And I'm battling through a whole crowd of people. And I finally make it to the bathroom. Someone's in there,
Jesus, of course.
And so I'm like banging on the door, like and begging. At this point, I'm just like, please just finish up. Please. And they're like, what? What do you mean? I'm like, can you finish? I'll do anything. Please. I need to get in there. I'm like begging. Of course, she was beautiful. I'm like, all right, see ya. And so I'll talk to you in a second. Hold on. And so I shut the door, and this is true. I pulled down my pants, or I thought I did, but my undies were still there. And I was like, and shit, like all my underwear was covered in, and like some of it made it in the toilet. And I'm like, and I got a party going on outside. They know that I just ran in and it wasn't there and ran into the bathroom. So, and there's a mess on my hands. And
how old were you?
I was 19.
Ooh, what a rough age.
Yeah. And what am I going to do at that point? So I had to like decide what I was going to do with the underwear and like how I was dispose of it because the smell. And so I had to like clean up the toilet, and it was.
So you were in there so long that people were banging on the door and asking you to
then
leave.
there was a line by the time I got out.
That's when John dropped out of college and moved to a different town.
Yeah. Is that where you got? Is that where you got the nickname Party Pooper?
Party Pooper. No, that's true. I did. I don't know how. I think it was so late in the night that no one gave a shit at that point. So,
except for you. You gave all the shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Also, what did you do with I mean, like, obviously you're in the bathroom. Did you just like? I mean, you have.
I took it with me. I left the party. I'm like, I'm out of here. I took it with me, and I went. Yeah, I went all the way on campus and threw it out. 'Cause I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's.
Bleached the crime scene. Removed all evidence.
Almost done in here. Almost done.
Go back to the party and act like. But luckily, everyone was sufficiently fucked up at that point.
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
Yeah, that did happen.
Did you tell anybody?
I'm telling you now.
Yeah, just now.
But so we're the first and only ones to know.
Yeah, absolutely. I did that, and I should tell I never even told my roommates that. But yeah, they had a party, and I was just got there, and I'm like, oh, of course they're having a party, and
they're gonna tell you, hey, we shit ourselves too because we were waiting for the bathroom so fucking long. So.
I was fully expecting to say like, yeah, I threw my underwear in the trash can. I went to the party.
Yeah.
No, I was like, I gotta get out. I was like stressed that I'd be found out at 19 as the guy who shit his pants. So I'm like, I don't care about the party at this point. I just don't want to get caught.
Right. That's the right move. That is the
So then after you disposed of the evidence, this was at your place.
Yeah, I had to go back.
So did you like have to grab some fresh underwear or do whatever?
Yeah, that's tough because I shared a bedroom. So everyone's in the bedroom. I can't just, oh, excuse me, I'm just going to grab some underwear. So I had to stay at the party commando. Also not 100% sure that the wipe, I mean, I did the best I could, but you know.
Yeah.
You know, so like, did any, like, I was concerned about, is any on my pants
remnants
and stuff? Yeah.
And you reek of shit because you're not going to like jump in the shower because then people will really be like, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I was like trying to everyone, luckily it was so, you know, again, so late in the night, but I would just like bounce from conversation to conversation. I wouldn't stay too long.
They're like, what the fuck is that smell? They're like, what's that fucking smell?
Just crop dusting people with you.
People are like
actual poo.
It would have been hilarious though if you like just, hey, where's your shower gel? And you just like you like walk around with a towel later on at the night. Oh
and
my
so
God.
where on campus did you dispose of the underwear? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was right like in the main well, it was outside, but like it was like a main area and they had like, you know, they didn't have the recycling because I'm old, no one cared then, but like they had the trash. They had like a couple different major trash things. So definitely, yeah, if people could, because it was still warmer at the time, because I remember I was in, I had short sleeve shirt.
Right in the middle of the quad.
Like, right in the quad. Yeah. It was directly in the quad.
Oh my God, that is, I got to imagine someone's like just sitting there like smoking a cigarette, like, what's this guy doing? Like,
that's true. I never thought of that. I wonder if anyone was like there and I didn't see it and they just see me with a wad of shitty pants, just throwing it in and running back.
Yeah.
Or the custodian who had to remove that garbage bag and they're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. That guy probably sees that shit like every day. He's like, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
On the weekends, it's the worst. He's like training some new guys. Like, let me tell you, there's a lot of shitty underwear in these bins. So prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dave, I don't know if you listened to Howard Stern last week had Date Sam's Mom, and Sam's mom had that great question of, if you clog the toilet at somebody else's house, what do you do? And it was like her litmus test to see if you're a good person or not. And the correct, because she said there is a correct answer, and her correct answer, which I agree with wholeheartedly, is you speak to the person who owns the home and tell them, I just clogged your toilet. How can I help fix this problem? But like, I think one guy was like, just run away.
One guy was like, put your hand in there and like try to unclog it, which I'm like, Jesus, that's pretty brutal.
It's my biggest fear.
Yeah, if we learned this from Evil Hate Monkey, who had on the show before. He's a if he told us that if it starts clogging and the water kind of comes up, just go to the valve and just turn that off immediately. Deal with it, because otherwise the option of just like having to go over someone's house and be like, yeah, there's kind of a mess in there. Paper towels or disinfectants. They're like, what?
Yeah, but now that like I'm dating again, I haven't been on a proper date yet, but I'm like, I feel like that's a first date question. Like, if you clog the toilet, what do you do? And if they're like, give me some weird answer, I'm like, this date is over.
They're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
If they don't leave first, they'll be like, okay.
Well, hang on, I just ordered French onion soup. It's wait, don't leave yet.
How did you know? Well, that's funny.
So Ryan and John, what is your favorite brand of toilet paper, and do you put it on the roll over or under? Ryan, go first.
I love Charmin Quilted. I love the feeling of wiping my butt with a comforter.
The towel.
Plushy.
And definitely plushy. And I'm over. I like it over.
And John?
Yeah, I've always been a Scott man. just because that's where I was brought up on Scott. We just always had Scott.
This is a Scott family. Just some bullshit you bring in this house.
We weren't as bougie. We didn't have Charmin. We weren't the bougie family. We just had.
They call me
Scott,
seven. They call me 4-ply rye.
Oh, that's amazing.
And then over or under?
Well, I am kind of ambivalent to it, but my current partner, I had it under, and she stopped me and was like, "Hey, I just wanted to talk to you." And I thought like she's messing with me. At first I'm like, "Oh no, what did I do?" Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, I'm in trouble." And she's just like, "Just so you know, like in this house, it's over." And I'm like, "Okay, if it doesn't matter to me that much, but I'm definitely an over person from this point on."
You're like, are you fucking serious? No.
I still don't know. I mean, she might be fucking with me just like to constantly fuck with me,
It's really important to some people.
Yes, it is.
It really is.
There was a study, like an actual academic study about this. So
was it really?
Yeah, most people are over.
Well, that's why we like asking the questions here, because it's important information.
Yes.
It is very important. And it's a hot button topic. Ryan, after you make a big poo, do you sit or stand to wipe?
Oh, I sit. Yeah, I sit. I ponder. I say a little prayer to myself. I'm just thankful and grateful I made it through unscathed, and then I clean up.
And John, do you sit or stand to wipe?
I start sitting, and depending on the poop and what's
how much
going
French
on
onion soup?
That's the big thing. Like if I have French onion soup, I'm just standing.
That is your new nickname right now. I'm sorry. French onion. French onion John.
And then I just walk by him and throw my underwear out.
Yeah. Take that. Yeah, there you go. So what'd you get?
Yeah, smell it.
It's your problem.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny.
But if it's really messy, then you have to stand up to really...
Yeah, to really finish the job, to make sure. Yeah, so most of the time sitting, but there are times when it's like, all right, I got to stand on this one.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I guess I do the same. Yeah, if it's a situation where I need to stand up or jump in the shower, yeah.
Yeah. And do you both have any things that help you with pooping, from a stool, a bidet, supplements, things to take away the smell, from sprays to matches? Ryan, tell us first.
No, I actually don't. I'm pretty just organic. I'm just like, do the business and get out. And I don't care if it smells like, a goblin breath or whatever. I'm just like, sorry, this is me.
That's what you get.
As we've gotten into the world of poop, online poop, I've grown. I've grown as a pooper, and we did some collaboration work with Good Wipes and Butt Wipes, both companies, and I was introduced to the wipe. Now, I know you can't. We do have an issue because you don't want to. Even though they say they're flushable,
you can't flush them.
Don't do it.
Yeah, you don't do it. So I usually have started to wipe with the toilet paper, then go to the Good Wipe as just okay, this is a good, clean wipe. I'm going to feel good for the rest of the day. But I will say Steve has introduced me. He got a bidet, and I absolutely, anytime we edit there, I got to get one. It's incredible.
Yeah.
They're great.
They're the
best.
It's
the only way.
It is when I go to someone's house that doesn't have a bidet, it's shocking to me now. Because this dry wiping, but the bidet is the shit. It's literally, it's the best thing ever. Your best friend.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what will it take to get you to get a bidet?
I just have to pull the trigger. I don't know why I've been, it's funny you say that, because I know after I did that with Steve, and every once in a while, Steve would be like, see, the bidet, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. I should I got it and he's like, but what's preventing you? I'm like, I don't know what it is. So I'm getting a lot of bidet pressure, and I need to
just tell your partner, hey, Christmas, your birthday, whatever, Put it
There you go.
on
I
the
need
list.
a reason to.
Bam.
The wish list.
Yeah, wish list. There you go.
Yeah. And do either of you have any childhood stories of pooping, farts, anything that from your childhood that you can remember? Ryan?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is another automobile poop story. I remember one day in high school, I think freshman year, I was eating like icebreaker mints. And I just ate a whole container. I don't know why. One right after another. Teenage anxiety, I guess. And I was waiting for the bus, and I see the bus pulling up, and it just hit me. I'm like, diarrhea is coming. It's coming really fast. And I had to make the executive decision of going in to the bathroom or missing the bus. And I was like, well, my parents are working late. There's no way I'm going to get a ride. So I crapped my pants. And of course I was wearing khaki pants too.
Ooh.
Luckily I was one of the first stops off the bus. And I sat right in the front in my feces.
Oh.
And, that was.
How old were you?
Oh, freshman year. So I must have been what?
14?
Yeah, 14, 15. Yeah.
Oh.
Damn.
So you shit your pants before getting on the bus?
As soon as it was pulling up, I was like, just let it go. Just crap my pants. The bus opened, and I'm like, walk up the steps, sit down right behind the bus driver.
And how long was the bus ride home?
7 to 8 minutes.
It
wasn't that long. No, but it felt like an eternity.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Did
and did other kids on the bus say
probably.
anything?
Oh, they might have, luckily I lived in a nice farming town. So it could have been, that's just the manure.
Cow shit.
Not me. Not because I chose to eat mints for lunch.
Oof.
Wow. That is
everything in moderation.
Yeah, that's
exactly. Exactly.
Live and learn, hey.
And I did
another thing to add to the list though.
Yeah, exactly. Hot or cold foods. If it's hot sauce or cold mints or whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And John?
So I grew up Catholic, and so you can already tell where this one's going. the infamous church farting incident. But mine has a little twist because I went to, it was a very liberal Catholic church though. So it was it wasn't as uptight, it was like if there were hippie Catholics or something, it was like this little, and so it was a smaller mass that it was like a Saturday night mass. And I must have been 8 years old, and everyone's, going on, and there was a break, and just as there was silence after how they get up there and they they'll say the word of God or what have you, and then there's like a break of silence while they leave and go down, so that it's completely silent, and I let out I mean, it was like echo, right? And I just immediately, instead of being embarrassed, I just started laughing hard as I could. And all of a sudden, the people behind me are laughing, and it like everyone was super cool. So it's like the church fart that everyone enjoyed.
Yeah.
I mean, those
You
churches have
added
amazing acoustics too. So that thing probably sounded incredible.
It was.
I was so hoping you were going to fart and say, God, is it you?
Yeah.
It wasn't the rapture, it was the crapture. the horns.
The horns.
That's the name of the episode, the Crapture.
I'm writing it down.
Talk about very transcendental.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness. And do either of you have a good cure for constipation or diarrhea? It sounds like you know how to give yourself diarrhea, but if you have said diarrhea, what do you do? And if you have said constipation, Ryan?
Oh, if I have diarrhea, I'm certainly drinking Gatorade or Pedialyte to stay hydrated for sure. That's the best remedy that I use. But as for constipation, I'm very rarely constipated, so I haven't crossed that bridge yet. So
You were like hot sauce or mints.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's either or.
Eat an entire jar of mints dipped in hot sauce. I'm good.
And John, what about you?
Well, I think for when I have diarrhea, yeah, I mean, if I need to, I'll take some, is it ammonium or the, you know, if I need to go there, it's like my ace in the hole if I need to, but if I have diarrhea, like I'll try and do I hate bananas, but like the bananas, rice, the brat. Yeah. So I'll try to use like the brat technique even if I'm not sick, because I'm like, well, I just want to stop pooping, so I can just eat some rice and toast right now. That's not, so on that side. And then if I'm constipated, I just, you know what I do? I'm old school. I just try and toughen it out. If I blow an O-ring on the way, you know what I mean?
You're like French onion soup here.
Yeah, I was gonna say French. That was an obvious callback, man.
I know. I didn't want to, but yeah, I should start. I'll just have it all. I'm going to start buying it on a regular basis, and then I don't need to
have it.
Have it in a camel pack.
Yeah. Your bug out bag.
Which makes me think. Yeah. Which makes me think you should take an Imodium before you eat the French onion soup and see. Maybe that, like how people take Lactaid to eat cheese, you know?
Yeah.
My stomach would just explode at that point.
It would.
I'd be so confused. I'd be like, I don't know what to do. We're just coming out every orifice at this point.
Yeah, shit would be coming out of your belly button.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck.
Confused.
And it sounds, either of you, have you seen a really terrible restroom that you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Ryan?
Definitely Walmart in Rutland, Rutland, Vermont. Yeah, oh my gosh. I mean, there could be like dead bodies, used needles, anything in those bathrooms. But I mean, like, there's always a toilet in a Rutland Walmart that is not flushed and dirty, and it's just the most horrifying sight. Like, Clive Barker couldn't write anything more ghastly than a Rutland Walmart bathroom.
Oof, sounds horrible.
Yeah,
it's something straight out of a horror movie.
What about you, John?
I honestly get nervous every time I go to a concert venue stall. If I ever am at and it's specifically concert venues. Like, there are other. Like, I don't like going at ballparks or whatever. I can go to a ball, I can go to a theater, but something about what happens at concerts, and I'm assuming, we all can use our imaginations as to why, but yeah, they're just like, it's the worst when you have to like go to the bathroom and then, you got to wrap the toilet seat with like, as much toilet paper as you can. And you're still, it's never good.
Fucking, I blame alcohol because people treat
drugs.
Yeah, people treat that shit like. I mean, it's insane. Just like the abuse those bathrooms take.
Yeah,
drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
I mean, I love taking mushrooms and going to see live music, but that does not necessarily mean I'm not going to shit when I'm there.
Right.
You gotta bring those adult diapers with you.
Yeah,
exactly.
You will be sure.
You will be sure. You're like, this diaper's getting kind of cold.
And it seems like you both have pantsed it, but have either of you floored it? Meaning, have you shit somewhere on because you were like, I don't want to shit my pants right now. I'm going to shit out in the woods, or...
Well, I got a story about my son when he was when he was first getting potty trained, and we thought we were in the clear and he didn't need a pull-up or anything. And we were at Lake Champlain Chocolate Factory.
Very apropos.
Ironically. And we're looking at, I was literally crouched down looking at the chocolates, and all of a sudden I see a look on Tom's face, and I'm like, uh-oh. And all of a sudden it hit me. Oh my God. It's happening like now. And then I looked down and it slid. It just went clear. I swear it slid straight down and onto the floor. And so there's a log on the floor, and
so it's solid.
It is solid. Yeah. And so I'm like kind of kicking it with my foot to try to like
It's a little slide.
yeah, I'm like, I gotta get it underneath the ridge of the chocolate case because I'm like, no one's gonna see it under the case
Oh my God.
the thing. So it like, I'm like, if I just and then like held it there with my foot for a second, and then like walked him out, and we got out of there as quick as we could. But I feel bad for whoever had to sweep up that night.
You're like,
they were
somebody
pissed.
spilled some chocolate on the floor. I gotta go.
Like, what the fuck?
It's only a Baby Ruth.
Yeah, Baby Ruth. It's cool. It's cool. It's
We don't make chunky chocolate here. What's going on?
what asshole left this. Oh my God.
That happened to Tom.
Wow.
I wonder if they had to like completely clean everything. 'Cause they're like contamination.
Yeah, good
That's
point.
the end of that.
Yeah.
Oof.
Or they're like, I'm just gonna do some like little spray spritz right here, and that's it. Like, I'm clocking out, man. I'm going home.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing. We've talked to a lot of parents, like especially like babies. They turn red and like have that look on their face when they poop. It's like it doesn't just fall out of you the way us adults when we shit our pants. Like we don't have a choice. Like and so the fact that you could even look at them and you're like, oh, yep, it's happening. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I knew it, and I knew I was in no man's land at that point.
Yeah.
I'm like, just do it, and I'm gonna get because I was like, I could get rid of it. But I didn't know it'd fall right out of his drawers. I was like, all right, we'll just leave once he poops.
I mean, you lucked out. That's pretty good.
Out.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say a leak down to his sock or something. I'm like, oh my God. You're like, no.
Oof. Especially the solid. Woof.
Yeah.
How old was he?
He was. Let's see. He would have been like 2.5, maybe. I want to say.
Yeah. Tricky age.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, it's not like you could yell at him.
Sorry.
I wish he had said that because I would have got him out of there in time.
Sorry.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, that's crazy. You put those words together and you're only 2.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that later.
Ryan and John, do you have any other stories for us, or we can go into our fabulous game?
I don't think so.
Well, if you think of anything, you can just,
I did want to mention, if it's okay, like we went all in as the Transcendental Comedy Experience on poop related comedy and whatnot, and we actually designed our own website, our own. So we have shirts and fart work. And so if you go to cacacollection.com, you can get your very own Just Say Go shirt or Pass on the Gas shirt.
I love it.
Or 3 wipes and you're out.
Your own Vincent Van I Gotta Go artwork. Oil painting.
Nice. Well, we're for sure at the end. We'll have you plug it again.
All right.
Let people know. But we're going to a little game we like to call.
Sounds good.
Choices. So you can either. Well, I don't know. I'm sure. Okay, here we go. Would you rather have the world's worst farts or the world's worst bad breath?
Oh man, I would love the world's worst fart myself. And I have no other than halitosis is just embarrassing, I guess. But like a fart for me is like, yeah, it's not a big deal.
Okay, John.
John.
Wow. I got to go with fart as well because halitosis is going to cause some issues in your life on a just purely time wise. A fart, it's there, but you're not going to be farting as much as your bad breath is always there. Mm-hmm. So I'd rather deal with the stinky farts and see if I can find someone that's brave enough to put up with me. With those. Also, I feel like you have more control with the stinkiest farts as opposed to the bad breath. You're in some trouble if it's the world's worst breath.
Yeah.
Ellen.
I agree, and I think I'm already there because my farts are pretty fucking bad. So yeah, they're not constant.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, yeah, I'm with you on that. Bad breath is just you can't escape that. Especially if you're with somebody, you're like, Jesus Christ, you're trying to get past that. It's like a fart. At least I think it'll dissipate at some point. the world's worst fart. That's got to be pretty bad, but still, that's. I feel you can control that somewhat. Whatever, you can change your diet around, But yeah, bad breath it's fucking awful. So, all right. So around the horn for the world's worst farts, which I think most people would choose. Although I'd like to know who would choose the bad breath, the world's worst bad breath.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
which probably just smells like shit.
Yeah.
So
The same thing.
yeah, might as well pick where it comes from as opposed to like. All right, and we'll get in some news, and then we'll have you guys plug whatever you need to plug, and we'll get you out of here. So here we go. So I found this little news story. The title reads, Ohio woman accused of pooping on chapel altar, wiping with runner. So this woman in Ohio, her name is Laura Miniard, 26, slapped with a felony charge of desecration after she allegedly pooped on an altar of a chapel at the Good Samaritan Hospital in Cincinnati on Saturday. It says she raised a holy stink. Also, I should once again, this is from the New York Post, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the New York Post, but it's a shitty newspaper. But they have their writing is so bad. It's like, but it's hilarious.
And they have a very thorough poop section.
They have a whole poop section, which is great. So, yeah, Yaron Steinbuck reported this, and this person, Miniard, was booked Hamilton County Jail with a bond set for $2,500 and set to appear in court in 2 more days. Authorities did not disclose a motive for the revolting crime of opportunity.
Opportunity?
Yeah. It's like, you fucking kidding me? But yeah, she shit all over the altar and then wiped herself with like some kind of runner. Just like right there and just dropped it. And then and she smeared the feces on the table too.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's
he obviously
hardcore.
Does not have Catholic guilt.
No. I'm guessing it's like, I mean, you can imagine Catholic churches, what's going on a lot of those times with some of these priests. Maybe something like that happened. But again, there's no actual motive. I can imagine what it was. But yeah, she just took a shit all over that place.
Yeah. Was mass going on at the time? Was it?
I don't think so. No, I think she just like bum rushed just walked in and took a shit. She's like, you know what? This is a good place. But it's a felony. A felony charge of desecration.
Well, it's desecrating Christ.
I guess.
Sure.
But if you don't believe in that, then that's like, it's like, what? This is a building, I guess. But
it's an emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It should be felony charges of defecation.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
There should be a separate like category for like. Yeah,
it's just silly. Well, it's in Ohio too, so who knows? Like kind of weird fucking laws they got there. But yeah, I'm interested to see what happens. But I mean, she only got released for $2,500. So
wow,
that felony.
That's still a lot of money, though.
It's still a lot of dough, but I thought it'd be more. And when I hear felony, I just think like a little more high stakes, like at least 10 grand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would love to be a juror on that case.
You're like, what? To like, tell me more.
Going back to jury duty, that show.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all full circle.
So funny.
Well, Ryan and John, thank you so much for being on our show. And please,
thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, of course. You guys were great. You were really funny. And please let our audience know where they can find you, where they can find the Transcendental Comedy Experience, and like what you have to offer. I know you mentioned it earlier, but please plug away.
So we're you can find us on most of the socials except for Twitter. We're not active really on Twitter, but if you go to YouTube, just go to Transcendental Comedy Experience, TC Comedy on Instagram. We're on TikTok as well, and we have it's not only poop related, though we do have quite a bit of poop related material. So anyone listening there, we have the Uncertainties commercials, we have all the different poop and fart related PSAs that we do. So, but we also have some long form videos and such. So if anyone wants to check it out, that's where we're at.
Okay, great. Awesome.
And it'll all be linked in the show notes.
Yes.
Awesome.
So thanks again, you guys. Go out and follow the amazing work they do. It's really funny. And thanks for laughing and learning everything but with us.
And happy pooping, everybody, and enjoy your butthole.
For more info, go to heypoopypodcast.com or email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. You can send in show ideas, guest requests. Check us out on Twitter at heypoopy, Instagram at heypoopypodcast, TikTok, heypoopypodcast, and our awesome new Facebook fan page. Go check it out at heypoopypodcast. We're also on Discord at heypoopydumps, or you can contact us at our new awesome hotline, 203-998-5579.
Hey Poopy Podcast is brought to you by Perfect for Entertainment. Produced by Dave and Ellen. Edited by Dave. Executive producer Stormy Leather. Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey Poopy!